Hey there, my name is Vitaan, and it's time to play some more Doom 2 with Dexcom 2026 map 5, Verdant Haze of yesterday. This map was created by ETA29. Hey there, my name is Vitaan, and today I'm going to be sharing my Dexcom 2026 map 5 demo. This is a competition that happens 4 times a year. The first edition of 2026 was in April, where I streamed it on my channel. And what happens is that 3 bespoke maps get released. Nobody knows what they are like. They are quite difficult. Map 1 is fair weather difficulty, map 2 is recruit/marine, and map 3 is around veteran difficulty. If you're not familiar with these names or what they mean, go to doomedindex.com or look up my Doomed Index tutorial video on my channel. But yeah, currently the second edition is ongoing. It lasts until Saturday the 25th of July. So I'm releasing this video now. Maybe you still wanna join, maybe you're struggling on this map. Same for map 6, and maybe I can help out in some way. I'm not covering map 4 on my channel. It is not too hard, and I believe you can do it. And I don't think you need my help for it. It's like 5 minutes long. But this map is quite a step up. This is map 5, Verdant Haze of yesterday. And I'm just gonna show you the demo. So you get a rocket launcher and SG. You want to start by killing the pain elemental. And what's difficult about this fight is the lack of space and the 2 Archies in the back. So, you want to fight over on this side until the Archies get lowered, which happens right about now. Yeah, great timing. And now, you gotta keep dodging the Archies, and you need to wait for them to be in a good spot. So, getting hit there once, not the end of the world. Of course, if you die here, it's okay, you can just restart easily. So, take down that Archie too. And a lot of the fights in this map are just quite difficult. They're almost all fights where you can just die if you make a mistake. Okay, shoot that switch. Now, you can go 2 different paths. I chose my path very early during practice, so I'm just gonna stick to this one. That's what I decided back then. You get the plasma. Then for this fight, there are 2 paid elementals kind of that are the most important, but this fight is okay in general. You have a lot of space. You can just rocket stuff, rocket these revenants up here. And then the only thing you really have to be wary of are those 2 paid elementals. This is definitely the easiest fight of the map, I would say. So, take down the Lost Souls, take down everything else. Be careful because there is 1 Archie. He is stationary. And there's also a chain gunner, but you'll see. Now, I was looking for a way to be able to freeze the demo. I don't think there is a way, because I sometimes kind of just want to slow down and show you stuff. But it's hard to do so. And also, last time when I did the Blues Brothers demo, not everyone liked the camera mode, so I'm a bit hesitant. But please let me know, if you haven't played this map, are things going too quick? Yeah, that's one secret here. It gets revealed when you hit that switch I just got. It's just a chainsaw. It doesn't give you anything. Okay, then this fight, which is pretty tricky. There are 2 cyber demons. So what I kind of want to do here, maybe, I can slow down the game and go in free cam. Yes, free cam is also slowed, but I want to show you that this fight consists of 2 areas. So there are 2 groups of Hell Nobles. Whoops. And there are 2 Archies over there. And then when you go to this side, there are Hell Nobles here too, and then also Archies. These 2 areas are connected, and you can go between them as the fight starts. However, there will be imps spawning here in the middle. There's going to be revenants. That's just going to be a lot of enemies, and you don't have a lot of space. My strategy, once the fight starts, is to hide over here, where I'm standing right now, and then kind of wait for the Hell Nobles here to walk towards me. Then I run to that corner, and then I have a free shot at the Archies. And then I kind of improvise from there. I take down imps, I go to the other side and do the same thing. So, I think doing it like this shouldn't be too bad, like previewing a fight. So yeah, here you can see I do fire at the Hell Nobles. I wait for them to come out. I actually attack them here, which is... okay, got a bit lucky there, but oh well. The most important thing is that I have a clear shot at the Archies. Then I hide in this corner. Take down the imps. I want to push through the other side. then take down these Archies. Now this is the hardest fight, or the hardest part of the fight done. I do like to take down the Revenants as well, because they are pretty annoying snipers. There we go. And now you gotta be careful, because there is a Cyber Demon that spawns between the platforms as well, or between the two sides. Don't think I even mentioned that yet. That's just so much to cover. But you can see that he is currently infighting with Kakos. If he's not infighting, however, it does get pretty dangerous. And yeah, when I look at this demo, I'm not too happy with how I did this fight. I kind of did it in a risky way. But to be fair, again, it's very early on in the map, so it doesn't matter too much. And you have to realize, I'm going for a very, very quick time. Map 4 I got within 10 minutes. Give or take 10-15 minutes. So I immediately went to this map, just started practicing, did one practice run, and then just started recording demos. Not knowing, of course, if my strategies were super good or not. But that's the fun part of this competition. You have to learn on the spot, you have to develop quick strategies, and sometimes they might just not be optimal. And then you have to choose, do you continue practicing but you lose time? But maybe you save time in the end because you don't die as much. It's hard to know. It's really hard to know. Okay, so you hit 2 switches and then you move on. I'm checking for ammo here. Move on to the next fight. Again, there are a lot of different routes in this one, but I'm just sticking to the one I did during my practice run. Okay, here you get a Blur Sphere. And then when you step forward, there's gonna be a lot of Chain Gunners. I just like to rocket or plasma them. So you grab the Blur Sphere. Then you go for the Chain Gunners here. There is an Archie behind you, so make sure you stay in front of the pillar. You could see I was being targeted there. And again, then a Cyber Demon appears and you're still invisible, so be careful. Now ideally the Cyber Demon hits the Archie. And I am quite scared, simply because I'm invisible. There's also a lot of Revenants and some Hell Knights that appear. Not just Hell Knights, but Hell Nobles. And I kind of make a mistake of going back here, which I almost run out of space. But I'm able to make my way to the Supercharge and also the green armor. Take down the Archie. I'm still invisible, which I really do not like. But overall, things seem fine now. So, invisibility runs out. That means now I'm not as scared of RNG. And you can just see the switch appear. Most fights are timed. You have to survive for quite a while. Which isn't really an issue because the fights tend to take longer anyway. So yeah, more infighting here. And I have to say, this is one of the hardest maps in the second slot of the competition. So there have been 3 Dexcoms, 1 test run in December. There was the one in April, and now there is this one. And in the last competition, map 2 was around recruit difficulty. I actually did have quite some issues with it. In the test run in December, it was actually also pretty hard. It was the Raven Desk map. But I think this one is just even more difficult, just by tiny bits. And it's also quite long, the map. It's like 20 minutes long. And that is long for a competition where you get bonuses for getting a demo within the first hour or the first 2 hours, etc. Yeah, now, this fight. You get more cells, you get a lot of rockets. I don't need the Mega yet, which is nice. And in this fight, Archies will spawn behind you, but they're stationary. It just means you cannot move back. And the goal here is to be very aggressive. And you want to take down as many of these Revenants. And you kind of want to hug the wall, so they don't all come rushing in. And you want to clear enough, so you can move past them. But I think this is one of the harder fights of the map. And not specifically this section. You can see I'm taking a lot of damage, but that's okay. So I'm trying to look for a way through. And I think I kind of messed up doing so. It's a bit too early. Yeah. I end up taking so much damage. But if you're wondering why I try to push so early and why I don't just keep killing them, there's a reason for that. And the reason is, when you hit the next switch, 3 Archviles will appear at the bottom of those stairs and they will walk up. So the more corpses there are, the worse it's going to be. So ideally, you just push through ASAP and then you kill the remaining enemies up here in this circle area. Because it just means there are less corpses to resurrect. And it matters because you can get into a state with this next phase where if you don't get the Archies quickly, they are just gonna resurrect everything. So yeah, these are the Archies I mentioned earlier. This is why you cannot run back to the beginning of the stairs. I don't think these get killed. You do have to take them down yourself. It is possible to run out of ammo. Yeah, take them down now. You need to hit that yellow key or that yellow switch to leave, so. Okay. So now, when you hit the next switch, actually I'm gonna show you. I might be a bit too late, but you hit this switch. You know what? I think I'm better off just going to my player cam. It doesn't matter. But yeah, you can see 3 Archies spawn from there. And the earlier they start resurrecting things, the harder it's going to be to get a shot off. So I was able to kill 1 Archie already. The second one is also dead very early. So this is quite good. I do not like my health and armor. Just 2 high damage rolls and I die. I know there's still the Archie over there. I definitely want to push and kill him. But it's just not very safe. Okay, got lucky there. Might as well hit the switch early. You can leave now, but I don't want to because of all the resurrections happening. Now, getting some elementals is good. I think the Archie's still infighting. And we are able to kill him. Sometimes it's better to just lure the enemies to one side. Oh my god, what am I doing there? I think I know what happens. I think one of the cats, Rek'Sai, I think he jumped on my desk and I got distracted. To the point where I just stood there and took it. So, quite scary. Again, with these competitions where you play for a while, and I played for like 6 or 7 hours in total. I did get all 3 maps. But yeah, 6-7 hours total. I don't want to put the cats in the living room for that long. That's just a bit mean. But of course, sometimes they will do cat things. And that is not ideal when you're recording a demo and you're trying to focus. Alright, it didn't kill me. Okay, next fight. This one, I don't think I've ever died to. It can be a bit scary, but it's not too bad. You get green armor. There's going to be a cyber demon, some manks, some chain gunners. I just like to hide in this corner here. Get rid of the imps. There aren't too many. And then get hit by everything apparently. But there are medkits. Infighting is happening. The reason I hide on this side is because there are chain gunners on the other side. And they just do a lot of damage. It's as simple as that. So I don't want to be there. I want them to all teleport in. And then I take them down. So yeah, basically, as long as you don't take a Cyber Demon rocket to the face, you will probably be okay. You can recover. There's plenty of medkits. Okay, then here I think I SSG because I want to save cells, which takes a bit of time. Oh, never mind, I do use the plasma. I guess I don't need the cells that badly. And by the way, this map is incredible. It looks great, it plays well. It is very mean blinds. And that happens a lot with Eater's maps, where I play blinds and I feel like, oh no, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do this. But then you actually start practicing the fights and it turns out, pretty much every fight does have a pretty good consistent strat. They still feel very scary, but... Okay, then there's this fight. I've never died to this fight either. It definitely can go wrong, again, because there's going to be a Cyber Demon, and you have to keep a very good eye on him. You want him to infight with imps. It's not always going to happen, so I like to hug this corner, so I can keep my eye on the Cyber Demon. So he's not infighting currently, and that's fine. I just need to keep dodging as I'm pumping these rockets. Then he's finally infighting now. I keep an eye on him. I'm waiting for enemies to go to my side so I can push to the other side. So I can now see that there's enough of a gap. So I'm waiting for my moment. There we go. Yes, there is probably some RNG attached to what the Cyber Demon does. I think I saw some comments about that. And I do kind of agree. I'm probably biased because I never died to this fight. Even if the Cyber Demon kind of did whatever. I feel like you do always have the option to dodge. I guess if he like runs at you directly and you don't have any space, then I guess it does get a lot harder. So maybe that's what happens to some people. But it luckily hasn't happened to me. And then when you make that push, as you can see, it's fine. You have a lot of space now. There are 2 sniping Cyber Demons, don't worry about them. They can't do too much. Well, I mean, they can hit you, but just don't get hit. Lamau. And of course, I know I mentioned it multiple times, but please keep in mind, you can do this map in many ways. So you can do this fight by starting from the other side. How is that? Is it more difficult? I don't know. I've never done it. Again, I practiced the map once. Decided to do attempts, and of course I was gonna do the exact same routes as I did during attempts, because why not? Okay, hitting those switches will make the Cyber Demons explode. You could also see a BFG there, but you need all 3 keys for them. So now it's time to find the other keys. And this map is actually quite confusing initially. When you play it blind, it's kind of hard to find where all the keys are. It's easy to get lost, which normally isn't really an issue. I guess it's not really an issue here either. But of course you do know that you are somewhat timed. So for example, you get a bonus if you're the first one to submit a map. And I could have been the first one for this map. Because my very first run, I got to the penultimate fight. In my very first run. It was crazy, but I died. Oh well. Okay, this fight. What I like to do here is rush the Revenant closet, fire some rockets, swap to plasma, and then hide in here. You may take some damage. Overall, this seems very consistent to me. I've never died here. There is a Cyber Demon. So that's why I hide in here. That way he just cannot shoot you. He might shoot you as you're dealing with those Revenants. But if you kind of start the fight at the back of the room and you slowly inch forward as you're firing those rockets, you will automatically dodge the Cyber Demon rockets. So then hit 2 switches, and again, the Cyber Demon dies. I like to chain gun the Lost Souls here. It would have been crazy if I got that very first attempt, because I really felt like, oh, this map is gonna take me ages. And then for a second I was like, am I going to get this first try? But it was not meant to be. I panicked. I choked pretty much. Okay, I grabbed the Mega here because it's hard to access during the fight. You hit the switch and there's going to be 2 groups of enemies. There will be Hell Knights and there will be Revenants. I like to hug this corner because the Hell Knights basically group up in one spot and it gives you maximum rocket damage or splash damage. Also, the Hell Knights only approach for one side if you do it from here. The Revenants, of course, they can see you, but they tend to not fire too many rockets. And the rockets that you can see, you can dodge them. I did get hit from time to time, but you have 200 health, 200 armor, so you should be okay. This is all about just dodging. So, the amount of Hell Knights is running low, so you can kind of make your way past them. You can even do that a lot earlier, probably. And that is this fight. Another fight that, when I played it blind, I just got overwhelmed. But yeah, hugging that corner just seems to be the best way to do it. To me, at least. Alright, get the revs. By the way, go for the revs first is not really an option, because the Hell Knights will just overwhelm you. Okay, here you can see the yellow switch, which leads to the exit. Actually, it's a yellow skull switch. Here we get the blue key. We can leave, and now we just have to do one more fight. And it's a fight that you could get to pretty much directly after the opening fight of the map. But I did find it quite difficult back then when I practiced it, so I'm just doing it near the end. And the reason for that is I left a Megasphere behind, so I just grab it now. That Megasphere is near that BFG, it's right here. And now I move my way to the red key. And at this point, honestly, the hardest fights have been done. Now, you can still die, as I showed in that very first attempt where I choked. But the red key fight is pretty much fine. Even now, without the Megasphere, it might be okay. I think I did kind of mess it up here. But that's why I have the Mega as insurance. You do get 2 supercharges. It is quite easy to run into them. But yeah, what happens is you hit the switch and just a lot of enemies spawn from both sides. I like to start on this side and just spam rockets. Just get as much value as possible. Just clear all the space you can. But be careful, because there will be enemies coming from behind, like Pinkies. I think I might face rocket even. Yep. That Pinky came out a bit sooner than I expected. But I'm okay. Yeah, so at some point you can push to the other side or to one of the sides. Of course, in my case, I push to the side where I pump the rockets to. Yeah, this fight, I don't know, I think I grabbed the 2 supercharges kind of early by accident maybe as well. Or maybe I only need to grab 1 really, my armor isn't great, so I'm a bit nervous here, but I know it should be okay. The only thing that kind of scares me, it's the Mancs that are behind me. Now they cannot hit me when I stand here. And now I have some time to take them down, I think. Oh, not yet. Okay, now it feels good enough. Yeah, not too bad, but I likely would have died without the Mega just to that face rocket. So what is cool about this map is one of those 2 Megas in that big fight that happened like, what is it, 5 minutes ago? The fight where also the BFG is with the 3 keys, or the 3 key switch. You can save the other Mega usually, or almost always. And then you can decide where you want to use it in whatever fight. Alright. You could even save it maybe for that staircase fight with the 3 Archies, where because that's the one that kind of gave me the most trouble. But yeah, it's just difficult to change route during the run or during the competition. Again, because you're timed. And knowing that, oh, I could be the first one to submit the demo. I'm not gonna change strategies now. I'm just gonna brute force it and hopefully it's good enough. That's kind of how the competition works. Now, you also get bonus points. So bonus points for being the first, bonus points doing it within 1 hour, 2, 4, 8, 12 maybe, and 24 hours. Switch now. Get the BFG. There's a lot of revenants. I start with them. There's also some cyber demons and a lot of flying enemies. I really just want to start with these revenants. Then I hug this side, so I can grab these cells here. And I just stick to this side. Usually that works. Be careful for all those cacos. And now just try to clear the revenants in such a way that I can push through and get the Mega. I grab it here. You still gotta be careful. That's also damaging floor, the blood. And then gotta be careful that the flying enemies don't block you. And then you should be okay. And I can tell from the way I'm playing that I'm a bit nervous. Because it... even though I got here in my first attempt and I died, I know I've said it many times, but this is the fight I meant where I died. I just basically turned around and ran into a rocket, even though I pretty much beat it. So dumb. Yeah, I can just tell that I'm nervous, because I did not get here on my second attempt. It took a bit longer than that. Still, not too bad. I was very happy with how it all went. But yeah, After that magical first attempt, it took me a while to get back here. So I can tell from the way I play, I'm pretty nervous. My BFG shots are terrible. They are very not efficient, so I kind of run out of cells. Looking for more cells. I know there's some of them. There we go. And I can see more cells, but of course the Cyber Demon is protecting it. I might just SSG here. Till he dies, I'm not sure. Careful. Okay, good. By the way, those bonus points, yeah, they're only for the first 24 hours, so you still get a lot of points for just submitting each map. I think it's like 50 for the first map, 100 for like the second map, which will be map 5 here, and then 150 I think for the third map. So you still have time to submit maps. Now it's pretty much impossible to be top 5 at this point, but if you want to challenge yourself and get a decent placement in this competition, you definitely still can. And it's also just for fun and for pride. So if you're watching this video at the time of release, or within like a few days of release, and you've been thinking about doing this map, maybe you can help. Maybe you can use this video. Okay, final fight time. It's much longer than 20 minutes, by the way. This final fight, it's not too bad, luckily. I know that sounds funny when you get greeted by a lot of Cyber Demons and a lot of Revenants, but it's really not too bad. There is a Mega here that I kind of grabbed very early because I'm afraid, but I also know that you just get a lot of resources, so it's fine to grab it now. I push to the other side because I really want to take down those imps. And there is a second phase with a lot of Barons. I grab another Mega. And yes, you could rely on infighting more, but there are plenty of cells. Oh yeah, there's Kakros 2 here in the second phase. Basically, there are plenty of cells. The only thing that can really kill me... Wow, something got stuck in my throat. Yeah, the only thing that can really kill me at this point are random Cyber Demon rockets. So, I would much rather just kill some extra Cyber Demons. Yes, that means less infighting. It means I have to kill more stuff myself. But that's fine. I'd much rather have that over just eating a random rocket. And you can see lots of Megas, lots of supercharges. Nothing really to worry about. It will be so much worse if I get greedy and I wait too long before grabbing a Mega and I just die. It will be infinitely worse, of course. So yeah, 2 enemies left. 1, 2 Hell Knights, and that is it. Yeah, 26 minutes. Now, of course, this is not a very fast run, and that just tends to happen with these, especially these early submissions for me. I just get so afraid. That's all. But yeah, that is Verdant Haze of yesterday. It's a very cool map. I really enjoyed it. Again, it felt extremely overwhelming initially. I really thought, oh no, I'm gonna get stuck here for forever. And it did end up taking me a few hours. Maybe like 2-3 hours in the end. I think something like that. And then the final map, map 6, took me even longer. Which makes sense, I guess. But yeah, I was glad that I got it. Sad that I didn't get the first attempt. But still very happy with my performance. So, I think later on this week, I will share my map 6 demo as well, which is the hardest map of the WOTS. It's not too much harder than this one, so it's okay. If you can do this map, I think you can also do map 6, honestly. They are quite different in the fights and what you need to do, but I think it's going to be fun to cover. And then I'll also share how my overall standings are, what I think my final placement is going to be, and just how it went overall. Also, the map 6 demo is pretty horrible. I made so many mistakes, so many blunders. It's kind of funny that I made it to the end. But I'll show you when we get there. So, I hope you enjoy these kind of post-commentary runs. I just think Dexcom is cool. And I'm proud of the runs I've achieved. I did stream this on my Discord, by the way. Through like a voice lobby with a private stream. I did mute myself. I just wanted to focus. But just consider that if you are a member of any tier and you join my Discord, then you can be there if you want to be up to date when I do stuff like this. I might do it more often, where I just stream in the lobby on Discord or something. Maybe with voice sometimes, maybe without. But sometimes I don't just want to stream on my channel, I guess, because it's much bigger and it's so much harder to focus when maps are this difficult and you have to do it quick and you have to do it live. I fully understand Coincident as well, who did a private stream for Patreon members, for example, and YouTube members. I think that makes a lot of sense. It did go pretty well back in April, in all honesty, so I can't really complain, but I definitely can also remember that I made way more dumb mistakes back then. If I did this map on stream, like a regular stream, I think I would have had a much harder time. So I don't know how I'm gonna do it in the future. Maybe I'm not gonna stream it publicly anymore. Maybe I will just do these little videos where I do post commentary on the harder maps. And also, in December, I will most likely make a map myself. So of course I won't participate then, but maybe you'll see one of my maps, and then you get to play that if you're interested. So, enough talking. Very long outro. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you feel about this. It's always fun to do a bit of a different video, and I was curious to see or to know how you feel about it. See you in the next map, in map 6, and yeah, have a good day. Bye bye.